The Horsemen are so useless in their own movie that they're basically comedians at this point. And just like all of your favorite comedians, they sold out and did a show in Saudi Arabia.
Hey guys, dead end.
Open sesame.
Way to represent, Merritt.
Worth a try, was it? Never know. I think you do know.
Damn, son, they didn't even get to finish a whole trilogy before they started getting replaced. That's right. Just would be like Hollywood to dig an almost franchise out of the attic, give it a fresh coating of how do you do, fellow youths, and then just slap it back out. And I just... Ugh. You know what? It's fine. The thing that annoys me more, potentially, is that they actually said the thing. This franchise has always threatened to become Fast and Furious, just inching closer to it all the time. And they actually had the arrogant young guy come out with a, "They're not my friends, they're my family" line. Now You See Me, Now You Don't should have been the title of the second film, but what would they have done for the third one then? Maybe not made it. What a nice world that would have been. Anyway, it stars Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Franco, also Mark Ruffalo, Morgan Freeman, Lizzy Caplan, also Dominic Sessa, Justice Smith, Ariana Greenblatt, and Rosamund Pike. You know, the issue is when you begin a franchise with this many characters that the sequels never have less characters. That's not a thing that ever happens. Anyway, so the Horsemen reunite and hate each other just more than ever. Okay, fine, and they're trying to steal a diamond. Yeah, no, they needed a MacGuffin for this film, and it's literally just a big fuck-off diamond. This film, it took 10 years almost to get made after the last film, Blue Chunks, and yet they've learned nothing. They're still pulling the curtain back too far. They're still having... The worst part is they're still having the Horsemen have no idea what's going on in their own film. When these guys are out there like smug, kind of, oh, got you again, best, is when the film is the most enjoyable. The first film was the only one that was enjoyable because that's the only film where they actually knew what was going on. And that was the film where, like, Mark Ruffalo designed everything for them, so... You know, people keep calling the Horsemen in this one the greatest magicians in the world, and I think that's false advertising. When the fuck have they ever proved that on their own? It doesn't matter. Does not matter. So they did bring back Isla Fisher, which I appreciate, but there are just so many characters on screen at once. It's ferocious. It's far too much. And then the finale was just... I don't want to spoil that either, but, like, it didn't do it for me. And it was blatantly It's just... Nope, not spoiling it. It's fine. Rosamund Pike playing a really cunty South African villain is wonderful. I like that idea. Justice Smith, I'm not a fan in general. I thought I liked him in this role. By the end, it turned out I was wrong. Ariana Greenblatt fit in really well. No problems there. Dominic Sessa's character is only as obnoxious as Jesse Eisenberg's character, but for some reason annoyed me far more. Yeah, in short, the new characters, meh, but not really the issue. My issue is that the Horsemen, the entire point of the last film, and honestly the entire point of the first film as well, was that they had to learn how to work as one organism. And they did that both times. By the end, everyone was going, yes, you've learned to work together, you've done this, you are a unit. And then they just broke up again and hate each other again and have to learn to work together again at the start of this film. It's so frustrating at this point that it really affected how much I liked this one, because they just do the same fucking thing. It's like how in Die Hard, every new Die Hard film, John McClane has lost Holly again. It's just so like, oh, what is the fucking point? I don't care if you get back together at this stage. You've lost me. I think as much as the finale is pretty watchable and the start wasn't bad, the middle of this film felt long. The whole castle sequence, it just felt like this big pointless thing. And they dared to mention that it was like, oh yeah, it goes back to like Nazis and all of this, and then that went nowhere. If you'd had the four horsemen fighting a bunch of Nazis, absolutely, that's some Indiana Jones shit, I'd be on board, but they didn't. And the entire, like, the thing about that castle was, oh, it's got all these cool rooms and they're learning how to use it. So are they going to, like, make big use of that later in a huge action sequence? And then the cops did come for them there, and it wasn't a very good action sequence. Like, I really kind of, as soon as I saw some of those rooms, I was like, oh, this is maybe how they're going to, like, nail, like, a big iconic scene that really, like, sticks in your mind, even if the rest of the film isn't that great. Kind of like the card-throwing scene in Now You See Me Too. They didn't. There isn't one. There's not a scene in this that I'm going to remember. There's nothing about this I'm going to remember. Frankly, I'm just so disappointed. I really checked out hard in the middle of this film, watching it in the cinema. I was like, oh, as soon as they got into that house and they were like, we have to find a thing. I was like, And they just started splitting off in pairs, and then they split off in the same pairs, young person and older person, like 4 or 5 times. And I was just like, like, it lost me. It really lost me. And I like this franchise, or I feel like I do, and yet I don't want more. So I'm giving Now You See Me. Are you sure you want to? 2.5 stars. That's a sad thing to happen. Like, in real time, I've had to watch myself go, I like this franchise. And then I watch this one and I'm like, do I? Because I really like the first film. Second film, meh. And then this film, meh. And I'm like, oh, I only really like a third of these films. That's not, oh.